Okay. Am I audible to all? Shall we start now?
Yes, sir, we can start now.
I'm also allowing my video to play. Yeah. Yes. So, good evening, everyone. And I think I'm audible. If I'm audible, Mukesh sir, just let me know so that we can start with the presentation.
Yes, sir, you are perfectly audible.
So, the Patliputra Sahodaya complex, today we decided to go with the workshop that is basically promoting mental health. This is the topic which was given to me. And once again, I thank the President of Sahodaya Patliputra, Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Sena sir, Dr. Tarunji, the CEO of Patna region, and the entire management of Sahodaya for giving me opportunity to address my colleagues, my friends, and educators on this sensitive issue. So, the today's topic, when I was selecting promoting mental health, although I have taken one session earlier, that was on 10th of March, but I have done some modification with that one, so I'll be going with that. Those who have missed probably will be able to make it here. Uh, I am getting some that the voice is not clear. So just kindly confirm, uh, like, is this now the voice is clear or not? Yes, I got confirmation. The voice is clear. So then we'll go for that one. And before I start the session, I would like to address all members participating here to kindly watch the video which I'm going to present, because this is very closely associated with what I'm going to share with my friends today. So kindly play the video, sir. Voice, I think sound. We need to. Voice is not audible, sir. Mukesh sir, we are getting complaint that sound is the video is not coming up with the sound. Hello. Yes, sir.
सुरक्षा तो करेगा प्यार प्रशंसा सुरक्षा और जाने में बार बार बंद ही करिया आत्मविश्वास का वहां वैसी दृष्टि से संसार को देखेगा मार खाएगा और असुरक्षित महसूस करेगा तो दिमाग में बंद ही करिया संसार से अलग अलग अगर बड़ों से ज्यादा देखा है तो गुस्सा करने की क्षमता भी बन सकती है और अगर अनुभव हुए उसके लिए बड़ा ऐसे काम मार पाएगा और असुरक्षित महसूस करेगा तो दिमाग में बंद ही कड़ियां संसार से अलग अलग रहने अगर बड़ों से ज्यादा गुस्सा देखा है तो गुस्सा करने की क्षमता भी बन सकती है और भाग जाने और अगर अनुभव हुए भी नहीं तो कुछ सोचने समझने करने की शक्ति भी बहुत कमजोर बहुत क्षीण ऐसे बच्चों में कर दिखाने की शक्ति
I'll explain this video. If we are not getting sound, don't worry. I'll explain this. Okay, sir. I think the audio is not being played, so I think we should stop the video. I'll explain that. Let us go directly on the slide.
Okay, sir.
There's some problem with the audio. Thank you. Thank you. And we just so as I said that today's topic is promoting mental health. So basically, I wanted to share a video that very well describes that how a person grows, and with the growth of a person in down the time, the mind also grows. That's mental. Uh, you can say the wellness of the person depends on his environment and also depends on the factors. So we were actually this video is talking about those factors, and they have given a very good examples that in a case that if the child has taken a birth in a family where there is always a fight, quarrel, and you can say disrespect. So what will be the impact of these negative things on the mind's child? And this child, which is growing in that negative environment, will carry on these traits, and his brain, when the brain is developing, so it is developing with all these negative thoughts. So at the time when the child grows, matures, so these all experiences get preserved, like our FDs, fixed deposits. Throughout the life, people who earn, we put it in the bank so that at the time of retirement we can enjoy it. So these students or these child basically who grows with all these, you can say negativity, can give only negativities to the society and upcoming generations. Similarly, when we talk about the child who has been grown with a lot of positivity, even like when we talk about our parents or the grandparents, why they used to tell us that if the mother, the moment a lady conceives, immediately after that you need to give her good food, good environment, no, you can say negative thoughts would come in the mind of the lady. So it's because they know that the child mental health is also depending on the gestation period, the mother, what type of mother is thinking, what she's doing, what she's eating, what type of exercises she's doing. So of late, people realize, in fact, in the modern time, that we need to have a creative and good and positive environment around a lady who is about to bear the next generation. This we have seen in case of Mahabharata that Abhimanyu, when he was not born, so the story which was shared, how to break this Chakravyuh, that was narrated, and Abhimanyu could hear it. I mean, it sounds very weird, but the thing is that it cannot be completely ruled out also, because science is also coming on the almost same parameters, like good environment, positive environment, that plays a actually vital role. So this video is a very scientific one, which deals about all these areas कि आप मानसिक स्वास्थ्य क्या है, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य की परिचर्चा होनी चाहिए, and what are the different types of like ways, what are different ways of maintaining the mental health. So we will go with the slide right now. Can we change the slide? So we are talking about in next slide, sir. Next one. We have dealt this one. That's not this one. So मानसिक स्वास्थ्य की परिचय. So this already now we are going to do it. Next one. We have the next slide. Yes. Now this is what it is saying that भारत में वर्तमान समय में मानसिक स्वास्थ्य की स्थिति क्या है? That what is the condition right now, status of mental health in Indian parameter. So इससे मानसिक रोग सामान्य सी बात हो गई है. This is a very common thing. Recently, I think this week itself, we got a news that a student, girl child, has committed a suicide, maybe in Putta and all that. So this also shows some sort of illness. Now, ये बता रहा है कि हर 100 में से 7 वयस्क एडल्ट व्यक्ति किसी न किसी तरह के मानसिक रोग से ग्रसित हैं. And this is also a fact. Like the parameters what we said itself, we of late start believing that we are correct and we cannot rectify ourselves. And if this thinking comes in our mind, that means somewhere we are also affected with some type of mental issues. I'm talking psychological. Instead of mental, we can say it's a psychological issue. Because in India, the psychologist and psychiatrist, these are the two terms which basically people try to avoid using it. There is a case of incest taboo, and the society people, they don't want to accept the harsh reality. There are so many cases of mental illness, but they fear, they restrict themselves going to and attending, you can say, doctors. They don't want to take advice here because they feel the society will fun of them. They also feel that what will happen if my family members will get to know. What will happen if my relatives will get to know it? So they are more concerned about the society, and in that case, this type of things left unattended is a common thing. Actually, जो ऐसे सारे जो प्रॉब्लम है इसमें 100 में 8 बुजुर्ग व्यक्तियों को किसी न किसी तरह का मानसिक रोग होता है. तो सबसे बड़ी जो रोग है वो अकेलापन. People, they don't have time to spend with the elders. That is again a very big thing. Now, why talk about that? Let us see these all in the paradigm of the school. Now, as a teacher, this is a very common factor. Like You might agree, you might disagree, but kindly share your views also. Like we have seen, whenever we conduct exam, the day we have maths exam, the maths teacher are in complete demand. Every child tries to come and wish the maths teacher, good morning, sir, good morning, ma'am. And the rest of the day, probably they will not even ask them because they fear with the maths. They try to run away in the corridor of the schools. The moment they see the maths teacher, they vanish. The same thing happens with. You see how SP teachers' demand is immediately on the rise. The TRP of the teachers increases the moment we and the students know that they have their utility. But next moment, the moment the practical exams are done, nobody even comes to say thanks to the teacher. And this is a fact. Now, what happens? The same thing is applicable at home. The elders, those who have already done the duty, raising their parents, raising their grandparents, if they are alive, what happens? That these kids going to the school, they don't bother to go and just visit the Dada Dadi, Nana Nani, any elder person in the family. It is a very, very common affair. They spend maybe, or they waste maybe hundreds of minutes on the useless thing, watching YouTube and all that. It's very common right now. So these all are leading to people in isolation, completely. अकेलापन अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है that leads to the psychological issues. मानसिक स्वास्थ्य का सबसे बड़ा जो कारण है वो है अकेलापन. You don't have people to share. And the problem, my dear teachers, are that is a fact in this world. Everyone is talking to someone with some interest. If you are talking to your colleagues and your colleagues are talking to you, अच्छा ठीक है आपके पास कितने बच्चे हैं how you are investing, in what way we are investing. So these are the topics. So what happens? The people, those who are attached with the teaching, those who want to do some reforms, they also start feeling that what where I am and what I should do. This see everywhere we have good people, everywhere we have average and we have people those who are not fit in the system. But what happens? Our conversations, our thinking, all this matters today, and this leads to decide the mental fitness of the society, mental fitness of the society, the mental fitness of the school. You, if it is, well, I'll be happy. If not, you are free to give your suggestions. I'll be working on more on these lines. Next, can we go for the next slide? Yes. Now, child, the mental health of a child is positive state or in the negative state, whether he is fit or not, it is depending on different factors. What are these factors? उसमें कौन सा बाधक? One is genetic, वंशानुक्रम, तत्व का प्रभाव, that means the genetic, you can say the issues are there, cells. Then your physical fitness or physical feature, physical constraints. This is 2 and 3. And family issues. And then finally it is coming on the other point. Again, the main point is school, system, teacher, principal. Now we keep on facing this issue. I'll just share one very important, like maybe it will help all of you to understand. A child in a class, it happened in one of the schools, it is 3 days back. A child in the class was carrying a water bottle, that is a steel made water bottle filled with water. And the child, this class 6, he threw it in the class on some other child. Now, when he did this act, immediately the teacher spotted it, and the teacher was very angry. So teacher punished the child. The level of punishment was the child was told to stand in the class. Now, next day, there was a big diary remark from the parent why my child was mentally harassed and he was abused by making him stand in the classroom, whereas other students did the same thing, they were not punished. Now, this was the case. Now, understand the issues, these two problems. The teacher was immediately under pressure. As per many Naukri, this big complaint has come to the principal, and the principal is going to take action against me now. So टीचर ने अपनी जान बचाने के लिए क्लासेस छोड़ करके प्रिंसिपल के पास आया. Sir, kindly look into this, and I don't know, but then I have seen this one. I investigated the class. The child did not say anything. So the principal called the student and simply asked three questions. Number one, why you did it? How many students were involved in that? And why you think that you should not be punished? So these three questions, if it has been asked by the parents at home, and this punishment is done by the parents at home, I don't think that this type of accusation will come on the organizations like schools. I feel the school system is a system that is there to rectify, teach, and give good environment to the students. It is built to be analyzed or to be scanned that they are creating pressure on the students. I have never seen any school who is not good. I have never seen any teacher who is not good. The teacher is there to bound this. They are there to teach the student. They are there to help the child. They are there to, yes, they may be the full judgment is not, you are not satisfied with the full judgment. Like in a society, you go with, I am still getting complaint that it is voice is cracking. Uh, just a moment, I'll try to use some other device. Just a moment. Let me see if it works or not. Just give me one minute. Okay, sir, still voice is checking. Audio is not working.
Sir, your audio is breaking. You can join by phone also, if possible.
Achha, I can join by phone also. The phone
Yeah, please join by phone.
Hello, can you hear me now? Okay, sir.
Yes, sir, perfectly audible.
Perfectly audible. Okay. So wait. Fine. Just let me increase the volume. Yeah. Okay. So so we were discussing about sorry. We were discussing about
that the environment in the what we call the school is all positive. Everywhere it is positive. So we cannot just blame any teacher, or we cannot just blame any system for that one. So it's basically when we talk about the psychological pressure or psychological or the mental health of a child. So of course these all play important role. But apart from that, what is deviating them to have a good brain is the unawareness of the parents. And also in many schools we are not having the psychologists. So the constant psychological you can say assistance is required. Many schools they have very good infra, many schools they may not have, but then you all have one thing which is common is the teachers. I have never seen any school without teacher. So if you are having teacher, if we can afford to have teacher, I think we can afford to have the psychologist also on a regular basis. I have seen that when you move from India to any schools abroad, you will find that minimum 6 to 7 psychologists they work day and night for the school, and they work in the shift because this type of you can say support in the Western world, the problem that lies the parents they don't have time for the child. It is like a commodity. In India, still we have many families which is joint. They have chacha, chachi, mama, mami. They have mausi. They have dada. They have nani. These all relatives are basically taking the pressures out of the child. You have pets. You have free society. You have the society where you can actually do many things without permission, and you don't have the parameters to they can say restrict them. Like in the US, if your child cries or if you scold the child, both can be put behind the bar. There is a law. So you have to groom your child under certain fixed parameters. Here you can groom your child with any parameter. There's no such regulations. And therefore, our society is completely free society that is having the less broken family, that is having the less old people, those who have been left for their own reasons. And yes, definitely शारीरिक अस्वस्थता का प्रभाव तो होता ही है क्योंकि malnutrition is one problem, good food is another problem, balanced diet is another problem. So these are the issues with which almost a majority of the families they are suffering. One more issues that has come recently, the students involved with YouTube and the students involved with the junk food. आप कुछ भी कर लें ये खत्म नहीं होगी अभी जब खत्म नहीं हो सकती तो आप इसके अंदर में कुछ न्यू रिफॉर्म्स कर सकते हैं हम लोग इस पे एक वर्कशॉप्स कर सकते हैं that how the YouTube can be turned into some magnetic good things. So you have the good current and you have the bad current. So why not this bad current can be converted into good currents? So these things we need to work out. And basically now in 21st century, when we talk about the 21st century skills, I have attended many workshops, but we are not talking up to people how to like we can correlate, how to work on these areas and can knit the society well with the school system so that the trust can be built. So once we build the trust, this pressure, what we the newspapers generally comes कि आज स्कूल में ऐसे प्रताड़ना हुई बच्चे ने सुसाइड कर लिया बच्चे ने सुसाइड कर लिया एक दिन की ये बात नहीं है प्रोबेबली बच्चे के पास 15 सालों से वो प्रेशर आ रहा है now it has come to the breaking point. Now another very interesting aspect I would like to share with my friends here. Recently we had CBSE results. Every school was publishing that I had 99%, 100%, 300% result over there, and people in the society were clapping. You know, the good people, they don't go with these ads. The educated people. The reason is, I fail to understand one thing. Last 10 years, those who have scored 100% or 99%, where are they? We haven't churned out any figure till date who can validate that the students who have scored between 98 to 100%, they all are in IIT, or they all are in AIMS, or they all are into armed forces. There is no such parameter. There is no such figure available with any schools, any colleges right now. So for us, what I feel, being educated principals, directors, teachers, I request kindly counsel the parents, counsel the student that marks they should not fight for. जो बच्चा टॉप किया वो पेरेंट्स बैठे हुए हैं, सर इसको 98.2% आए हैं. Now he lacked 7 marks over there. He could have got more marks. अब वो बच्चा बेचारा 98% लाके एक मतलब अपराधी की तरह बैठा हुआ प्रिंसिपल के रूम में. And we feel and हमारा जनरेशन तो और फील करता है because we have never scored more than 80% in life. तो मुश्किल ये होती है कि हमारे लिए 65-62% was good enough. आज का जनरेशन के लिए 98% लेकर के भी we parents are not happy. This mindset needs to be changed. नहीं तो आप तो बच्चे की मानसिक स्वास्थ्य की बात करते हैं. This is the mental illness of the parents. This is the mental illness of the people, those who are actually not able to counsel their parents and not able to counsel their teachers. I think that the time has come. We need to stand together and work on that part. Let's go with the next slide. Yes. मानसिक स्वास्थ्य समस्याओं का पहचान तो कैसे पहचाने? How we will identify that who is going through with the trauma, mental problem, illness? कैसे हमको पता चलेगा? तो पता चलने की ऐसी बात होती है कि उसमें हंसने की जरूरत नहीं है. बहुत सारे ऐसे मानसिक रोग होते हैं जो बहुत अच्छे से बैठे रहते हैं और बहुत आपको पढ़े लिखे नजर आएंगे, बट विल भी उनके अंदर में बैंकरप्सी है. तो सबसे पहला जो पहचान है नींद के पैटर्न में बदलाव. There is an uneven pattern of your sleep, and this is very important. See, one of my friend is working with IBM, and he is my childhood friend, and I was talking to him. One thing which he disclosed कि भाई तुम कब सोते हो? मतलब कि हम बेड पर लेटते हैं तो सो जाते हैं. बोला कि भाई यू आर वेरी लकी. हम लोग क्यों इसमें लकी की क्या बात है? हम लोग सुबह से शाम तक काम करते हैं और जब घर आता है तो खाना खा करके. And I think most of the principals have this timetable that evening where we take 1 hour nap, then we take supper, and then we go for the bed in the late evening around 10:30 to 11. Most of us we do this and we follow this one. The teachers, those who are attending, after returning home, I feel very pity for the female teachers because their duties are unending. Salute to all female teachers and basically the principals. Hats off to them. It's always Women's Day for them. We cannot basically match with the female folks of our society because they work for the husband, they work for the child, they work for the school without any compromise. So hats for them and actually thanks them. But when we are talking about the pattern of sleep, this needs to be worked out. I find in many cases the ladies, they go on bed maybe around 10:30, 11, and around 4:30 they wakes up because they have to prepare the lunch for the child, lunch for the husband, or if they're working self, lunch for them also. So this is one thing which we see in society. We cannot negate it. तो यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है? अगर आप 5-6 घंटे अगर आराम से नहीं सो पाते हैं, when you are going on the bed you are not able to sleep, इसका मतलब आप में कहीं ना कहीं प्रॉब्लम है. वो प्रॉब्लम क्या है? नंबर 1, your agenda is not met. आपकी जो असाइनमेंट्स है वो कंप्लीट नहीं हुई हैं, या आपने असाइनमेंट्स इतने ले लिए जिसको आप पूरा नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, एंड यू वांट टू प्रूव टू योर मैनेजमेंट दैट हाउ यू कैन से कॉम्पिटेंट वी आर, एंड दिस इज फॉर ऑल. So what happens? We must chew what, and we must bite what we can chew. Apart from that, one important thing is that कि जब हम बातें करते हैं तो इतनी ओवर प्रॉमिस नहीं करनी चाहिए किसी को, और ऐसा कोई भी काम ना करें जो आपके नींद में बाधक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपको पकड़े जाने की उम्मीद है कि आज मैंने ये कर दिया, मैं पकड़ा जाऊंगा, आई विल बी कॉट, एंड दिस फियर ऑफ बीइंग कॉट नॉट अलाउइंग मी टू स्लीप. जो व्यक्ति अपनी काम को निष्ठा से कर ले उसकी नींद भी बहुत अच्छी होगी अगर उसको कोई शारीरिक दोष नहीं है तो. इफ योर बेड इज कंफर्टेबल, इफ यू डोंट हैव पेन इन योर बॉडी, if you are completely okay physically, तो आपको नींद नहीं आने का कोई कारण नहीं बनता है. अगर ऐसी है तो immediately you should consult any psychologist or psychiatrist who can give you counseling and if required medicine. This is applicable for all of us. Now नींद और ध्यान केंद्रित करने में कठिनाई. means when we go to bed, we generally prayer. We do the prayer. Or what is the reason we pray? The reason we pray is ekagrata, kendrit, dhyan kendra karna. Whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, you are a Hindu, you are a Buddhist, whichever religion you follow, all religion, they talks about 4 fundamental things. One is morning prayer, prayer before your food, prayer after your food, and at least before you go to bed, a prayer. आप प्रेयर नहीं करना, कहीं ऐसा नहीं लिखा कि आपको अंग्रेजी में प्रेयर करनी है, हिंदी में प्रेयर करनी है, पर्शियन में करनी है, आपको कुछ नहीं कहता है। आप आंख बंद करके 2 मिनट अपने आराध्य, जिसको आप सबसे ज्यादा प्यार करते हो, उसका आप चेहरा याद करो, एंड दैट इज योर प्रेयर. नो रिलीजन सेज दैट यू हैव टू सिट नेक्स्ट टू द आइडियल एंड देन डू द प्रेयर. यू कैन डू इट ऑन बेड ऑल्सो. आज आपका दिन अच्छा गया, आप आंख बंद करें, बेड के ऊपर बैठे, और जो आपने सबसे अच्छा चीज आज देखा उसके ऊपर में ध्यान केंद्रित करो, एंड यू सी 2 to 3 minutes you will do and you will have a good sleep. नींद नहीं आएगी that you somewhere we go off track from our course of action. मतलब हमारा जो एम है, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है, उससे हम कहीं ना कहीं दूर चलते हैं. He used to wear muff for time. He made he must your psychology is also affected with that one. And important is that if you are not addicted, like you are non-alcoholic, you are not using any tobacco product, किसी तरह के आप नशीला प्रोडक्ट यूज नहीं करते हैं, तो again that is also good. But एक जरूरी नहीं, one thing is missing over there is like child watching YouTube is a new, I think, drug. It's a new drug. And if I'm not wrong, India, almost for 2000 years, we have been supplying opium to China, and China could not stand against India during this medieval period. And Patna has been the seat of supply. Danapur is the place where this was hugely produced, and therefore it got its name Danapur because it has come from Posta Dana, which is basically the opium product. तो ये तो हम लोगों ने किया चाइना को, अभी चाइना ने हमसे रिवेंज ले लिया. कैसे? ये सारे गेम्स इजाद करके, सॉफ्टवेयर, और ये बच्चों के हाथ में हम जो आजकल यूट्यूब, खिलौना, और इसको क्या बोलते, कार्टून्स, and these all are addicted things. It is all based on artificial intelligence that actually captures your interest and keeps on instigating your child with one after another. एक एक करके वो लोभ डालता है बच्चे के ऊपर, and they cannot get away. This is again one type of addiction. ये basically addiction की बात हो रही है. So any addiction leads to, you can say, unhealthy brain. And therefore, I feel one thing which is missing here is the games, YouTube channels, and the new things which has come into market, and that's called, because of artificial intelligence, these things are very dangerous. So de-addiction is very much required. Now, shall we go for the next slide? Okay, sir. So next slide, can we go for the next slide? So next slide is basically talking about ये मानसिक जो स्वास्थ्य हैं, इनको हम लोग चुनौती कैसे दे सकते हैं. इनको संबंधित चुनौतियां कैसे दे सकते हैं। तो बेसिकली सबसे पहले जो हम लोग कर सकते हैं, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधार के उपाय क्या हम लोग इसमें उपाय कर सकते हैं। नंबर 1, सकारात्मक रहें, मतलब पॉजिटिव रहें और अपने काम एवं जीवन में संतुलन बनाकर रखें। लाइफ एंड वर्क नीड्स टू बी बैलेंस, वेरी इजी टू से, वेरी इजी टू से, एक लाइन बोल दिया, लाइफ एंड work has to be balanced. And you know, most of us, the principals, directors, we become unsocial. Why we become unsocial? Because morning till evening we are there in school, lot of work is there, school time, school work, post school time parents needs to be addressed, and then after that you also get some complaints that needs to be addressed. So the teachers also go with the same manner. Now what happens when you are involved 12 hours physically and another 12 hours mentally, and then somebody will ask you, come down to my place, today is my birthday, weekdays, basically again problem. अब वो प्रॉब्लम वहां शुरू होती है that we are not able to attend that, whether it is a relative, it is our friends, it is our colleague. So most of the principals and directors begin to be known as they are not social animals, they are not human being at all. उनके पास तो दिल ही नहीं है, वो नहीं जाना चाहते हैं कहीं। और somebody will say, तो बड़ा कंजूस है, नहीं आएंगे हमारे यहाँ। तो my thing is that yes, I agree with this one, I also accept, but basically we can't afford also sometimes. And I remember till the time I was working as a teacher, we had a very small group of friends. So we could afford to have outing, we could afford to visit in our houses in evening, and then birthday sharing and all that. But now happens, the moment you grow, your family also grows. So earlier it was 5 people, now it is 200. So if you're having 200 and if you visit everyone, so your 200 days are occupied and you won't be able to do justice with your work. ये एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है और ये इसको ठीक करने के लिए आपको बैलेंस की जरूरत होती है. सो वन हैज टू कम अप विद द बैलेंसिंग यू कैन से रूल्स. ये बहुत जरूरी है. दूसरा जो हमने देखा, योग एवं ध्यान करें. तो बेसिकली अगेन मेडिटेशन एंड योगा. नाउ दिस आई कैन you can say suggest you, but literally I don't do because I don't get time. But what I do is that I try my level best to do evening walk. I try my level best to like consume the food which I can avoid having fats and all that. ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपके हिसाब से आप करिए. Don't follow anyone's instruction as such because everyone's parameters are different and 100 plus crore people cannot have one parameter because your metabolism varies. I remember in 2015-16 when VLCC was opened in Patna, there was a big craze of VLCC. Many people, they were going, ladies especially, एकदम वहां जाओ दुबले हो जाओगे. और जितने लोग वहां गए कितने लोग दुबले हुए मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन दुबला वही हुआ जिनकी जो इच्छा शक्ति है वो बहुत स्ट्रांग थी. विल पावर वाज वेरी स्ट्रांग. सो समवन हु वांट्स टू डू एनीथिंग, देयर विल पावर नीड्स टू बी स्ट्रांग. apparatus, system and suggestions all are useless. So the will power plays an important role. Next we go about अपर में रहें, अपनों के सब रहें और भाव समझा करें. अपनों के संपर्क में एक वर्ड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, अपनों. हु इज अपनों? अपनों कैन नॉट बी विद द सजेशन. योर पेरेंट्स may definitely is your apne. Your kids is definitely your apne. Apart from that, who is apne is a relative thing. You need to understand it. क्योंकि जिनको आप अपना समझ रहे हैं वो अपने हैं या नहीं हैं, इस पर पहले विचार करें, फिर आगे की बात है. But your friends of school time is definitely your apne. So need to work on that again. एक्टिव रहें, मनोरंजक गतिविधियों में खुद को व्यस्त रखें. मनोरंजक गतिविधियों में खुद को व्यस्त रखें. मींस लाइक आई नो दैट मेनी ऑफ यू आर गुड इन हिंदी, बेटर देन मी. सो ऐसा कोई भी चीज हो जिसमें आपको मन लगे, म्यूजिक, गेम्स, मनोरंजक गतिविधियों। किसी को बेवकूफ बनाना नहीं है, किसी को बेवकूफ बना के हम मनोरंजन कर लिए। काइंडली अवॉइड दैट. Sarcasm needs to be avoided. And as I said, तंबाकू, शराब, नशीले पदार्थ उनको हम करना है अगर कोई सेवन करते हैं. Although Bihar it is banned, I am very happy for that and thanks to our honorable Chief Minister. But still, anyone who is addicted with tobacco, cigarettes, and all that needs to actually avoid it, and especially when you are in 40, into group of 40s. And paryapta need, again, good sleep. Good sleep. You are blessed to have good sleep if you are a good person. If you are not doing anything wrong. If you are not sitting with some assignments. These things we need to work on that one. So we proceed ahead. The next slide. So this one is मानसिक स्वास्थ्य का विकास शिक्षा का एक महत्वपूर्ण उद्देश्य है और प्रभावशाली अधिगम एक अनिवार्य शर्त दोनों है. Basically this one is correct. I don't think that anyone will disagree with this one. जो अगर फिजिकल मेंटल किसी की अगर हम देखते हैं कि वो स्वस्थ है, इसमें definitely good education and the value education plays an important role. So this slide I completely agree with, and we could proceed with the next one. Okay. अब शिक्षक की भूमिका क्या है? शिक्षक की भूमिका, this is again one of the best thing what we can work on that one. सहानुभूतिपूर्ण व्यवहार. This is very important because I'll give you one example of one incident that happened today itself in my school. Class 12 student entered because they had their exam. So the mindset of the child was thinking only about the exam. And in meantime, one of the teacher intervened the child and the child was interrogated for some incident that took place yesterday. What happened? This child was not happy because at that time, this child was thinking about exam which was going to be conducted today. So this child informed me in evening, afternoon, that sir, my exam, I could not appear properly. I could have done much better because my preparation was much better. But what happened today? This incident took place. So ये कोई भी इंसिडेंट है, आप शिक्षक हैं, आपको पता है कि kindly sit with the child, try to you can say counsel the child, and then first make the child yours. Definitely the child will help you out, and many things this child will not act the way they have done it in the past. So एक सहानुभूति जो है जो है अनुशासन, मतलब उसकी जो आप उसको डिसिप्लिन कहते हैं. What is democratic discipline? Democratic discipline is you have a uniform system. Apart from that, you are allowing the child to make and then come up with their own guidelines. You are involving every student in that. What happens? You are not blamed for the things. You will be considered one member who is out of that section. So no discipline issues will take place in the class. And these are tested things, sir and ma'am, those who are attending this workshop, kindly, and you have been doing it. So you can know that if we have, suppose, 100 teachers in the class, school, why out of 100, 10 are very popular, and out of that popular teacher, that 10, maybe 5 is such who is popular because of wrong reasons, and another 5 is popular for the maybe reasons. So you can make the analysis. You can have the ideal ओनर्स प्रायोरिटी वाला, डोंट बी दैट ओनिडा गाय। कभी भी आप ओनिडा पसंद मत बने, आप उससे लर्न करें, डोंट एनवी। एनवी करने का कोई मतलब नहीं होता है आज के डेट में, बिकॉज वी ऑल आर कनेक्टेड, वी ऑल आर कनेक्टिंग, वी कैन हेल्प ओनली ईच अदर। हम लोग सब एक साथ सफर कर रहे हैं। इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल दैट वन पर्सन will reach the destination first and others will be left behind. इसलिए there is no need of envying. Now, जो tools है of education that needs to be used properly. आपके जो प्लानिंग है लेसन्स की, आप उस पर थोड़ा वर्क करें। वाली असाइनमेंट्स जो होते हैं इसके ऊपर वर्क करें, कंबाइन वर्क करें। ऐसा नहीं हो if English teacher is working on that one, science teacher should compensate with 3 chapters of assignments. So you have to make a system in the class itself. Just what I have done in my school, I have asked teachers to make the column in the board, and only 2 teachers are allowed to give assignments, and they will mention it over there. Once they mention, the other teachers will not give any assignment. तो बच्चे हैं ना, आप उनको खेलने का मौका दो। ऐसे भी हमारे शहर में तो फील्ड है ही नहीं। People are basically are left with no place to play. अब उनको क्लब जाना पड़ रहा है, like grown up. हाँ, जैसे we used to hear क्लब, तो अभी वो क्लब जाने लगे बच्चे, उनके पास तो फील्ड है नहीं। तो एटलीस्ट वी शुड गिव देम सम एरियाज टू प्ले एंड एंजॉय। सो थोड़ी सी होम असाइनमेंट्स कम करनी चाहिए। और पार्ट सहगामी मीन्स एक्टिविटीज जो है, कोलैबोरेशंस, इनको हम लोगों को और प्रमोट करना चाहिए। एक्टिविटी बेस्ड लर्निंग प्रमोट करना चाहिए। निर्देशन एवं परामर्श, आप उनको कंसल्टेंसी भी दे सकते हैं, आप उनको गाइड कर सकते हैं। तो दीज थिंग्स वी कैन डू। मेक स्टूडेंट सेंट्रिक क्लासरूम rather than academic centric classroom. When you make the child centric classroom, academy will follow automatically, and this will also reduce the pressure on the child. Child should love to come to school. Kindly do one survey in your school. You can give a questionnaire to the child and ask them how many of they like to come to school. If they don't want to come to school, what is the reason? If they want to school, what are the reasons? And ask them to give this without name. You will get to know the facts. We need to have courage to accept the criticism and to work on the criticism. That will definitely make any system a successful system. Let's go for the next one. अब टीचर्स को भी हम कैसे छोड़ सकते हैं? तो टीचर्स के जो मानसिक स्वास्थ्य है उनको प्रभाव करने वाला क्या क्या है, ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है। इस पर कृपया ध्यान दें, और मेरा अनुरोध रहेगा that all my colleagues, my friends, they should work on this one. आर्थिक कठिनाई, तो डेफिनेटली आर्थिक कठिनाई तो कहीं ना कहीं टीचर्स शुरू से ही 2 चीजें बहुत रही हैं, जिसमें कोरोना के टाइम में हम लोगों ने देखा that this economic problem crisis was there. तो we need to work on this one. Bihar is one state where at present also, when you see the implementation of the salaries and the economic condition of the teachers, it is much, much better compared with your neighboring states like West Bengal or UP, or you talk to, means like you go to South India, anywhere, the Northeast, or you go to North, you go to West, we are actually in a better position. Only few cities are there where the conditions are better. But again, it's subject to person, and definitely we need to manage it. We need to overcome with these issues, and hopefully good resources. Now, for the key. Asura, as a teacher in TGT, PGT, or maybe PRT, or principal appointed in a school. So once you are appointed, few people start feeling that yes, अब तो मुझे बहुत अच्छी जगह पर पहुंच गए, अब काम करने की क्या जरूरत है? or वो slowly they start compromising with the work. In that case, a time comes when the management starts searching for alternatives. So the people start feeling that I am not, you can say, secure. This sense of insecurity prevails in the mind of people, those who are into education, to such an extent that recently there was a recruitment in government with 6,000 rupee, and people have left 40,000, 45,000 rupees of job and has joined this school because they want job security. That means these are such people, those who actually don't believe themselves. You need to believe yourself. If you don't believe oneself, then definitely all the rights understand and be uncertain. एक अच्छे योद्धा के जो वो तीर चलाता है ना, उसको पता है कि वो सीधा हिट करेगा टारगेट में. So a teacher knows that you are asset. If you have doubt that you are not asset, then you are yourself is waste. That nobody can help. So we need to work on that basically. Try to feel that you are not, you can say, सुरक्षित. अत्यधिक कार्यभार. देखो, अत्यधिक कार्यभार नहीं होता है. कोई भी स्कूल किसी भी व्यक्ति को अत्यधिक कार्यभार नहीं देता. I have never seen any principal sweeping the corridors or you can say repairing transformer of the school or printing copies for the school. No, this is definitely not accepted. Atyadhik means they don't take the if you are not making, if you're not being professional, then definitely now the CBSE is coming with those reforms. Left space won't be able to fit you. So we need to work on that. Now, इस तरह की आपके व्यवस्था में अपूर्ण निद्रा means like uncertain or less sleep. Now, शिक्षकों का पारस्परिक संघर्ष, आपस में जो confrontation होती हैं, and this is very common. एक टीचर ही टीचर का दुश्मन होता है. They don't try to collaborate, but they try to go and then complain, or they try to be in the good books of the organization. So when you complain, what happens? You also come up with your own, you can say, loopholes that you forget. So instead of complaining, my suggestion to all the teachers, my friends and my colleagues will be like, you need to work on the loopholes, what you find in others, so that they should not be on you. You don't have to inform. The management will realize it. So recreations, मनोरंजन का अभाव एक point इसमें है. मनोरंजन का अभाव, definitely you need to recreate yourself. Recreation is very important to rejuvenate yourself. जब next day के लिए आप तैयार होगे, एक महीने के लिए तैयार रहोगे. This time CBSE continued with the exam corrections. So wherever I visited, all principals, they are so tired, they did not get even 5 days of leave, even not 2 days of leave. So they were tired. When the session started just after summer break, so I was talking to many of my colleagues. They said, "Sir, इस बार पता ही नहीं चला summer break कैसे चला गया." तो अब वो क्या करेंगे? So they are still continuing with the fatigue. They are still continuing with this harassments. So money cannot compensate that one. Now we need to find out. So we have started with the small parties, evening outing. छोटी-छोटी चीजों में खुशी हो जाती है और वो खुशी को जीना चाहिए. और यही हमको लगता है कि we have to overcome with this problem of जो मानसिक जो रोग है उससे. मुझे कोई बताने में हिचकिचाहट नहीं है. मानसिक रोग उन्हीं को होती है जो मानसिक रोग को बुलावा देते हैं. If you are fit, if you are honest, if you are dedicated to your work, I don't think any such issues will hamper your growth or your child's growth in future and ever. Now, next one. And how to overcome? कार्य भार में कमी. I disagree. Whether I will say instead of कमी, arrange, plan. पद की सुरक्षा. पद की सुरक्षा स्व सुरक्षा होती है. पद की सुरक्षा is I disagree. सुरक्षा आपके हाथ में है. If you are eligible, no institution wants to lose good hands. आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथ में है. If you are able, no organization will retrench you. वेतन definitely, increment and the regulations with the increment. Definitely, this needs to be worked by the schools, and those who have not worked, definitely the time has come. The bell is ringing. You have 300 schools in Patna, and they all are working best so that they can compensate their teachers and staff. Now, सामाजिक सम्मान की प्राप्ति ये आप खुद कर सकते हैं. It's the teacher who discuss in the society कि भाई टीचर होकर क्या कर लिए. तो टीचर होकर क्या कर लिए तो आप सुनिए. आपको सुनाया जाता है, अरे आप तो सिर्फ टीचर. So your one statement radiates and multiplies with 10 people. So you get back 100 statements. The day you start feeling proud about self, nobody can dare to disrespect you. कोई व्यक्ति आपको डेयर नहीं कर सकता है. आप खुद तैयार हैं रेस्पेक्ट देने के लिए, रेस्पेक्ट छोड़ने के लिए. तो आपको कहां से आपको कोई रेस्पेक्ट देगा. So we need to work on that one, and I actually feel very proud to be in the education system. You all need to feel proud of that. When we and next, this is the only way. Yes. Next. When we talk about all these, I think the only slide that is left is the thank you. That is Dhanyavad. So we have actually met with the time, and thank you for attending it, all my dear colleagues. Keep on blessing each other, and we should also stand for the cause of humanities and cause of teaching. Thank you for attending it, and Patliputra Sohadia. I would like to thank Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Sinha sir, Mukesh sir, and the entire team of Patliputra Sohadia who stood with me to give me this option to take this webinar. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. Jai Hind.